Recording. Good day, everyone. I'm going to share my screen. Desktop one. Share. Keynote. Welcome, everyone. So I'm going to since I just started recording, I'm going to just go over a couple of things here. View Navigator. Again, we're on part 4 of the weekend sessions for Triple Rim Lambos Trading Group. And that's all because we want those Triple Rim Lambos. Quick flash of the disclaimer for the recording, just for legal sake. Again, I just started recording, so had to do this twice. Welcome, everybody. We are on the part where I'm going to kind of go over this indicator I'm building in TradingView. For those who are new, TradingView is a great place that most of the charts you see online come from. If you go to any third-party site that needs charts, half the time they go to TradingView because TradingView offers pretty cheap charting and a great API for web developers like myself to connect to and ask for quick charts. So for those of you who don't have a TradingView account, you can get a free account. It will come with ads and all the things that free accounts come with. I'm going to go ahead and close the Robinhood window. We just had our third session, which I'll post the videos and then post a link to the videos in the WhatsApp group on options. Yakubu led that one. He is no longer in the group right now. He has things to do because he's on a holiday. A couple of things to look for that he mentioned, just to, if you wanted to take notes, were you want a volume above 2,000, which we don't have. We need an open interest above 1,000, which we don't have. And we need a delta of below 30 or 0.3, which we don't have. So those are the things to look for if you just wanted to write those numbers down. I know Jarek had written those down, and we'll, of course, share them in the WhatsApp if anybody forgets. But just to continue from the last session into this session before I close the window. And also, this is a group that I just joined that Yakubu recommended that he follows for a lot of the picks that he has. And anybody who's followed the group knows that he's kind of one of our superstars. So I'll go ahead and close that. And I don't want to buy your subscription, Zoom. So TradingView. Excuse me. TradingView.com. And I'm just going to go to their homepage so you can see what it looks like when you get there. TradingView.com is a fantastic site for charting and technical indicators and drawing your own charts and drawing things that you want to see. And they offer a subscription plan, which I purchased at New Year's because they were having the big half off sale. And it's great because it has a stock screener, which is, if we look at the example that our superstar Yakubu gave in his ghetto options, where did it go? I had that. Let's see, where did that slide go? I had him. What to look for? Huh. Well, I had a slide that had his volumes that he uses, but we can get into that later. I believe that the volumes that he looks for, let's see, volume. No. You want a volume of at least 1 million. So if you wanted to do a stock screener, other filters, you want a volume of 1 million. Sorry, greater than 1 million to 50 million. And I forget. I really don't want to do screeners at this time, actually, anyway. Sorry, I'm getting a little off here. But getting back to the presentation, I just want to stick to my script here. It's been a long morning and I'm just going to grab some caffeine here. So pardon me while I take a sip. All right. So TradingView, as I just described, is a great place to do charting. And a lot of us do technical analysis. And anybody who's new here, you want to learn to do technical analysis. I think Daniel was here. You wanted to talk a little bit about chart patterns. Did you want to chime in and talk about that for a minute? Was it Daniel? Let me see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not an expert or anything on it. I'm still trying to grasp the idea, I guess, behind the charts.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, I don't really.
Okay.
I don't really know if the knowledge that I have right now is, or basically the idea that I have right now, I don't know if it's actually accurate or not.
Okay. Well, let's go over.
Let me go over that just a little bit there, because I watch charts a lot. Let's see. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, let me give you the hosting over here. I will. Where is it? I should be able to give you participants.
Well, I mean, if not,
I can. I just have to. Make notes. There we go.
Okay, so let's see. Screen share. Continue. Okay, can you guys see? What do you guys see? One, there it is. Perfect.
I'm going to stop my share. There we go.
What is going on here?
Go ahead and share your screen again. Try it.
I am working on that.
Great.
Oh, it won't let me. It says that the screen will not able to record contents of your screen until it's quit. All right.
Oh, you might have to quit and come back in.
Yeah.
So go ahead and do that. We'll wait for you.
Okay. I will do that.
While you're away, I'll pull up this screen here and talk about, for everyone who's here, some of the favorite indicators to look for. These are the ones that you'll hear from just about everyone. I'm going to present my screen 1 second. Zoom. I share my screen. So put that away. Move this guy over. Some of our favorite indicators are RSI, and you'll hear this from just about every place out there. The relative strength index is a number that describes the strength of a stock and how many people are trading it at a given time. So if I were to go to, say, Twitter, and I go to their stock chart, and I turn off my screeners and stuff. What you see here, this is for everyone who's just brand new to trading, this is what a stock chart looks like for any particular ticker. You'll see the tickers up here. I can pick Apple, I can pick Tesla, I can pick, you know, any ticker, these 4-letter tickers or 3-letter tickers that you hear of, even some as short as one, like Ford, or, you know, GM is a 2-letter one, but most of them will be these 4-letter tickers or 3-letter tickers. And each one of those will show you what the price of a stock was over history, over time. What you have down here is time progressing from left to right as the date goes on. So this was the 12th of January. This was the 13th of January. This is the 14th of January. This is the 15th, and so on. So we had a really good week this past week where this, you know, Facebook stock rose quite a bit. And the reason I say that is because these little lines that you see, these are called candlesticks. And these candlesticks kind of tell you at a given time frame, and the time frame I have here is 15 minutes. In a 15-minute period, what was the stock price, and what were the variations on that stock price for a given period, right? So if I zoom in on one of these candlesticks, you know, what we see here is we see like this square, and it's got these little tails on them, and some are bigger than the others and some are smaller. And what this is when 3:45 in the afternoon on January 21st, when that particular second happened, this little ticker started taking note of what the price was for Facebook. And that price varied between, over here, we see 263 or 264 and 265. But this green right here, this big fat thing, well, what's that? That tells you, okay, the price came in at one of these points, and there's different candlesticks that'll tell you that. You can use bars for that, but that'll show you where it came in and where it went out. And this kind of chart is hard to read. And so most people that you'll see will use candlesticks, and I'll just favorite that. And generally speaking, for most of the new people, this is what you're going to start with. This is what you're going to start looking at as candlesticks. And this was invented by the Japanese just to track the incoming time and what the price was when it came in, how much it varied in that 15-minute period, and what the price was when it came out. And then the next 15 minutes start. And so what you'll have is, in that microsecond, the price may have changed just a fraction. And so it'll come in here and then go up and down, and then it'll exit here and go to the next one. And it'll go up and down, and it'll play around for the next 15 minutes, and then it'll go into the next one. What we saw here, we saw the price climbing over the course of this hour, right? 15 minutes, half hour, 45 minutes, an hour. And then the next hour starts, and the price comes in at the price that it left, and it plays around. But what happens is it exits lower. And so you see a red candle. So each of these green candles, the price got higher and came out at the end of that 15 minutes higher. But at this one, it started out at this price and came out just a little bit lower. And so it came into the next 15 minutes, came up, and then jumped up and then went down. And then over here, it came in, played around a little bit, and exited right here. And so that's how these candlesticks work. That's what they're doing and what they're describing over time. And I hope that this is beneficial to everyone who's brand new to candlesticks and technical analysis. Go ahead, Jarek. I just really quickly wanted to show for the new folks.
Yep.
Let me just pull up the drawing. drawing panel. What you have is trends, right? So a price was down here, but then it'll go in a certain direction. And I'm going to let Jarek take over from here because he's going to speak to this stuff. But what you end up happening is you can figure out, you know, where it's going based on how it's moved in the past. And so this is where you can determine things like exit prices and entry prices. And then I just want to briefly go back to this slide. This got posted in the WhatsApp this week, and I thought it was fantastic, so I grabbed it, and this is in the presentation, but this is a great little chart. I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. Well, it won't let me zoom in. But if you pull this up and you zoom into it, it kind of explains what I was just telling you. And what you get are these 3 stick patterns. And there's a whole school for reading those patterns and being able to, you know, watch a chart as it moves, because these during the day, you'll see these, the candlestick at the end will be bouncing up and down, and then it'll move into the next one as time happens. You need to be able to read these like last 3 to make your determination on your buy. And I found that to be really challenging, and you got to sit there and just stare at the chart and stuff like that. So what I do is technical analysis to create alerts and things like that to tell me, hey, this thing is approaching that price that you think it's going to do, you should get in. And so having explained a few of those basics of what you're looking at in TradingView, I'm going to let Jarek talk a little bit about our favorite indicators.
Awesome.
Let
Awesome.
me turn over hosting you. 1 second here. I will participant, make host, and I will stop sharing.
Thank you, Mike. All right, so share. All right, so can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, so obviously I've been playing these 2 little guys here.
Tell us what we're looking at, first of all. What tool are you using?
So this is Thinkorswim. I've got it set up just so I can see 2 charts here, and I have other monitors that I see other charts and more news. But in here, the way that I have this set up is I have my RSI, I have my MACD, I have my VWAP here. This is the 9-day simple moving average. So the way that
let's just for the new people, just kind of describe what those are. RSI is the relative strength index, and you see that line in the middle there, folks. The red line in that, there you go. Highlight that. That's the middle marker, 50% line.
So I typically I draw this in myself. The reason I do that is because typically, if you see this right here, this means it's in an uptrend. If it stays above this line. As soon as it gets below, then you start seeing this right here where it gets oversold. So typically what I look at that as...
What do you set those brackets at for the new folks? I have mine as 70 and 30. And
it's 70 and 30. It's right here.
Okay.
So...
And why do we do that?
So because once the stock gets oversold, like in this particular instance right here, you'll see that this nice big red candle, this bearish candle here, decided to pop up. A lot of people said, okay, well, you know, we're at a good spot, or somebody in a hedge fund just said, hey, okay, good, let's just sell all. Let's just get out of it right now. They dumped it, they made their money, you know, and then it just continued to go down. And you'll see this right here. As soon as it starts coming out, this is typically where I would jump in right over here. Because I try not to, if there's a huge candle like this, I try not to jump in right away, because the next 2 might just be like a little sucker bet. Like, oh yeah, sure, okay, it dumped. Now it's going to go back up to where it was. No.
They're fishing for people who are going to end up holding a bag.
Yep, that's it. So it goes up a little bit and then crashes a little bit more. So watching the RSI, watching my 50 is where it helps me to understand the candles a little bit better. As you were saying, with red candles, green candles, you get dojis when they level out. And so I'll take you guys over to my other part here. So this is SOL, my favorite stock in life. And the way I found this is—
Can you move the participant thing, or is that my screen? Oh, that's my screen. Sorry.
the way that I found this, as you'll notice, is this thing has what they call morning doji stars. And these things are amazing to me. I set them up on all my graphs just for the pure purpose of being able to see when— let's see where to go. I zoomed in and it disappeared, of course. There's one right there. Okay, so this little sucker here tells me that the stock market, this is it's a bullish pattern.
That means all the indicators have kind of a couple of the indicators have all signaled at the same time that something is happening.
Yep. So right here, you'll get a large bearish red body. So you got this little guy here. Okay. Then you'll get a green one, and then you'll get another green one. And that's that one right there. So that sends up a morning doji star. And if you notice, whenever there's a morning doji star here, okay, it dropped down because it's pre-market. Sol doesn't do very well in pre-market.
Pre-market, okay.
But it does very well.
And for folks watching, that's what that gray background area is there. That shows the market is closed. Yep. So that's all aftermarket and pre-market.
Yep. And in Webull, you can actually trade at 1 a.m., which is unbelievable.
Yeah, I never seem to have luck with that, but
yeah, it's scary. Yeah. But going back to the morning doji star here, you'll notice it popped up here. Sure, it went down, and by around 7:04, it started picking back up.
And notice that if you go back to the left a little bit there, that's the same line that it was at before when the market ended. So it kind of like played around, and then it started high and then went down to that same level. So that's important, is those levels, they'll go back to. Those are the things that the price will go back to. Those are like numbers that investors have said, yeah, 3250 seems right. Yeah. Or in this case, what is it? 2250 seems reasonable.
And going back to the whole doing your research on a company, this is a good company. They've done a lot of good things in the future, or I'm sorry, in the past. I'll take you down to 1 day, 1 year chart. Look at this.
Wow.
You kidding me? That thing's gonna go through the roof, especially now with the new administration going for, going green.
Mm-hmm. And what's Boozy's, or I'm sorry, Sol is solar.
Yep.
What's their niche?
Solar. They literally they want to make the world eco-friendly.
Do they produce solar panels, or do they do installations? What's their niche in the solar industry?
They do both. They're sticking with like, what was it? Hungary. They just sold off a huge project there. They just picked up a ton of projects in Poland. And they're just continuously building. As you see, a year ago, they were nothing.
Yeah. Then we got those. I'm looking at that RSI chart right there below it, and I'm seeing the overbought sections there where it starts to bump up a little bit, and then you see it drop back down, and then there's a couple of bumps where you see it start to move.
Yeah, but right? if you notice it, when does it get? Whoops, get rid of that. When does it get oversold? Has it not very much, right?
Right, it's right there at that little peak back down to the left.
Yep. So this is how I knew this was going to be a hold. is because I pulled up the 1 year, I pulled up the 5-day, 5-minute, just to see what it was doing.
Uh-huh.
And I watched this little guy here. This is where my world is in the RSI, and it has been above for such a long time. It's in a very bullish trend, and it hasn't dipped down to the oversold on the 1-day chart. Now you go back and you go to a 5-day, 5-minute, you know, it's a little bit different story, but still, it's just a constant uptrend. So
right. I don't see it going below 30 much.
Right. So to buy the dip is what I usually look for. Well, in 10 minutes. Okay. Do I click OK, Mike? What do I do?
I got it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, if it's on your screen, you can click OK, but I just missed it.
Okay. So what I was saying about the morning doji star, this typically means that the stock is going to go up. I've been counting on that with both VUSI and Sol. My indicators, the
let's
VWAP.
Talk about the indicators.
Yep. Real quick, sorry, the VWAP, that is a either support or resistance indicator. Watching that with the RSI and the MACD down here, if you notice in this particular instance right here, when it dropped and it got oversold really quickly, it went up a little bit, got good, went up a little bit more here. You notice all this red on the MACD. As soon as the MACD was crossed over, it turned green. This is where my entry was.
And did you have an alert or a signal where all those things came together?
So on a stock like this, because I still don't have a huge account, you know, I can't lose a whole lot out of this account because I don't want to. One, and two, because my wife would literally chop my head off. I try to make sure that I watch this pretty much all day. I have other charts on my other monitors, but these on this screen, this is my main screen. So my bad boys are on this screen.
Right.
Over here, you'll see I've got this set up. These are my positions.
Yep.
And as you see, it's going pretty good there. But my biggest indicator is the VWAP. And
talk about that for a minute, because you were just jumping up and down about it. So what does it do, and what are you looking for?
So you have to mix the VWAP. You can't just use the VWAP as its own thing. You have to use it with the SMA, and you have to use it with the RSI.
SMA is
a small simple moving average, and I'm using the 9-day.
9-day simple moving average for the new folks. There you go, and continue.
Yep. So as soon as the 9-day simple moving average crosses the VWAP, like down here,
okay,
it crossed there.
That's that green and that purple line.
Yep. You'll notice it at this point here. The SMA is making a little bit of property there, a little bit of space between the VWAP.
Gap between there,
You'll start noticing it bounces off the VWAP, using it as support. In this case, it worked out perfectly because you see it got oversold. Yep, using the RSI with the VWAP with the SMA, got oversold, and then it started coming out of it. And when it came out of it, boom.
So what I see is a little bit of don't go too far there. What I see is your two lines crossed on the top chart. Your RSI dipped below that 30 on the middle chart, and your MACD crossed on that third chart, and that's like the trifecta, if you will. And what do you do at that point? Do you buy, and how much do you buy, and what's your strategy at that point? Are you buying options? What are you doing?
So I'm not good at options yet. I'm still learning from our superstar. But
do you buy or do you sell?
I buy. So I buy if I see that a ticker's doing what this company is doing, then I try to buy a little bit at a time on the dips. So it dipped. I bought a little bit more. I was an idiot when I first found SOL. I bought I want to say it was like $9 and it went up to 13 and I sold because I was like, all right, yeah, cool, got it. But I didn't pay attention to what it did in the year, and it just kept going up.
Right.
As
You
see.
got what, 33 there at the top. So
Yep.
anytime it hit for the new folks, anytime a stock hits that, it has the potential to hit that and more.
Yeah. Yeah. So
you might have to wait a while, but it has the potential. So go on.
So this one here, you also want to notice the pattern. If you don't have a whole lot of money to trade with, I mean, you could even do just the quick little dips. I mean, look at here. So it dipped down at 27.54.
Mhm.
Look at that, 29.13. So there's a $2
in about an hour and a half.
Yep. Look at this one, 28.16. I mean, even if you cut it here, 29.91.
And
So
what were your, and the indicator or what, your VWAP right there like dipped?
So on this one here, if I were just doing those quick little plays, I would just watch the RSI.
Okay.
As long as it, if it's below the 50 and it starts creeping up, I would buy like right around here.
Right when it starts to creep up.
Right when it's about to hit the 50.
Okay.
As soon as it hits the 50, I buy. I get that little,
bump,
quick scalp.
Yep.
And then it drops back down. And again, wait till it gets close to the RSI 50. And here, look at this nice ride I could have taken.
Yeah.
And
do you get rid of it when it hits that oversold?
So with this stock, no, this stock I hold. But if I was doing quick scalps, heck yeah, I would be in and out. And I've got a buddy that's just made a killing at just doing those quick little scalps with watching the RSI oversold as soon as it, yeah.
Does he have a 25,000 account? Because scalping seems like it would like eat up your day trading stuff.
So it does. He does. He's got a 25,000 account.
Okay.
I have a grandfathered account, so I don't have 25,000. I was over with Scott Trade back in the day, and I had, call it 16 grand in there.
So that met the thing. So grandfathered in, you don't have that limitation.
Yeah. So I got lucky. But I watched it and it dropped all the way down to like 9,000 from 16 in 2 years. Cause I was like, oh, you know what? Screw it. We'll put it in this. We'll leave it alone.
So I want to just we got a few minutes left here. We got 3 minutes left. And if we feel like it need to continue, we can for a fifth one, but I'm going to take the command back.
Okay, good. Yeah, I was going to say,
and I want to just go over what I have, because what you just did is going to lend a lot of to what I'm going to say next. So go ahead and let's.
Is there something I click or?
Yeah.
Here,
go ahead and.
I think I got it right here. Make host.
Yeah.
There you go. You are host.
All right. Go ahead and unshare your screen.
Stop share. Awesome.
There we go.
Is that it?
All right, everyone. So back to my trading view. There we go. So I am building an indicator in TradingView, and what I wanted to do is tell us when to sell and when to buy. And some of the stuff that Jared just talked about is going to lend itself to my writing this. So far, I went to the editor's picks on TradingView, and I looked for things that look good to me, right? These cycles and these like patterns and Fibonacci's and stuff like that. Fibonacci's are great. We can have a whole weekend session on those perhaps another time. But what I look for is things that are simple and elegant, right? Like the Ichimoku clouds, where I want to incorporate those into it. And my background as a developer, a web developer of...
What's up, traders? Hope you're having a great start to the beginning of the year. I had a rather serendipitous day today because just earlier in the morning, I looked at a trade on a stock that I wanted to trade based upon Ichimoku and a strategy that I've used in years past. I wanted to get back into this strategy, which is where my education.
Shut up. Thank you. Sorry. I didn't realize they could have like videos attached to their thing. But anyway, on TradingView, one of the things I can do as a programmer is write their source code. And it's called PineScript. And this might look like gobbledygook to a lot of people. For anybody who's done web development, it might look a little familiar. But it's its own